This is the Indy case single pack trunk for the new version of the CM Lodestar Model L 1-ton chain hoist. The chain hoist has been increased in size this year, the original being about 20¼ inches wide and would fit comfortably into a 22½ inch square by 22½ inch trunk. Has been widened to just about 23 inches, therefore requiring that in order to stand trunk pack, the new case design is 30 inches wide and 22½ inches deep, which is a 1/3 by 1/4 pack trunk. We've asked us the name of our customer here because we don't want to publish that, but we will walk you through some of the features and benefits of this trunk design. First of all, this model is a Flight Brute series. It is our thickest material that we build from. It is 12mm Russian birch multi-core plywood covered with a layer of 1mm Formica brand high pressure laminate. So it's a total of 13mm of wall thickness. As you can see, all material or all hardware that we put onto our case is all heavy duty recessed industry standard. It has stacking cups on top. It has on the bottom 4-inch by 2-inch polyurethane extra heavy duty casters. These have a 1/4 inch frame assembly, and they will withstand 250, 300 pounds apiece, so we get a total weight capacity of over 1,000 pounds with a set of 4 of those. What's important to note is that even though we have stretched it to a 30-inch by 22½ inch truck pack, if so desired, we could reduce the width of this on a custom build by as much as about 5 inches. So this could come out to somewhere around a 25, maybe a 25½ inch wide by 22½ inch deep, because to some people the necessity of 2 truck pack dimensions is not that necessary, so we can build it that way. In the interior of the case, what you'll see here is that we have CNC router cut 2 36mm support saddles for the chain motor. Now, chain motors cannot be supported on their ends, but take a look at the chain motor here. It has a main frame, which is a cast assembly. It goes from these 2 lines here to the center. And this is where the weight must be supported. You cannot support the weight of the motor on the outside. The motor is very heavy. These caps from here over and from here over are just cast from aluminum, and they're kind of delicate, so if you support the weight of this heavy motor over time going down the road in trucks, it could damage these caps and conceivably damage the works on the inside of the motor. What we've done to work around that is, in order to pack this thing effectively, the saddles are cut out to secure the motor in place. The motor is padded on the end with 2½ inches of cross-link polyethylene foam. It is padded on top for hold down. And the last thing we do is that we cut 6-inch long pieces of 3-inch by 3-inch steel angle. It is 1/4 inch thick. The angle is positioned so that as the motor sits on top of it, part of the angle will always catch the cast mainframe and support the weight. The pieces of angle are actually about 1/8 inch higher than the saddle here, so all of the weight of the chain motor and its mainframe are borne on top of these 2 pieces. The motor can be reversed in either direction in here and still grab the mainframe assembly. Our saddles are held in place with 1½ inch by 1½ inch by 1/8 inch steel angle that is securely riveted to the wall of the case with wide flange rivets to prevent any damage to the sidewalls by pulling through, because the motor is quite heavy. The saddles are then bolted to the mounting angle with 3/8 inch by 3/8/16 bolts are what they are. We put nylon locking nuts on them. In any position where we don't have nylon insert nuts, occasionally we will use 3M blue thread lock. But in this case we've used nylon insert nuts to secure these so that they don't come loose. We use the same kinds of bolts on the underside of the support brackets for the motor itself. Now, what's unique about this case, because the motor is reversible, the design of this case allows the chain feed bag to stay attached to the motor. But you do have to make a choice as the user of the case as to whether you want to carry the feed bag in the back position cavity here or the front position. And we've allowed you to make that choice by pre-drilling holes here and here for the eye bolt that holds the hook end of the loose chain. In this case, the customer has elected to have the feed bag store in the front when the motor case is closed, so they want their eye bolt mounted here. And One last thing before we show you the installation of the chain motor in the case is I want to make note of the fact that we sprayed the interior of the case with an extra heavy-duty protective coating that is used normally in the industry for exterior sound reinforcement speakers. It's waterproof, it's very durable, will last a long time, and it gives the interior of the case a very nice appearance, but also deadens the noise a little bit of the chain. Now this chain for this motor is a 60-foot length. We have quite a bit of area underneath. If you notice, the saddles are open underneath, so the chain can gather and flow all the way under the bottom side of this case. It'll hold a lot of chain, conceivably easily more than the 120-foot version that some customers will opt to take. Now we will show you how the chain motor fits into the case. This customer has selected the chain feed bag from Atlanta Rigging Systems. I know there are a variety of feed bags out of there. This is one of the larger ones and fits easily into the recess that is created, or the cavity created when the chain motor is fitted into the saddle. So our chain motor case should handle just about any kind of feed bag that you want to put on it. Now we'll go ahead and have our employees place the chain motor into the trunk. So the chain motor is now resting in the saddles. We will take the feed bag, gather it, push it down into here. Now this is a big feature of this chain motor case because it's one less step to have to eliminate the need to take the feed bag off of the chain motor before you roll it. Sometimes the feed bag will end up going missing because it might get laying on the ground and then the case gets buttoned up and then it travels out, then the feed bag is gone. Now the last thing to note here is that the top push-down pad here will come down securely on top of the center of the motor. You can take your pigtails and leave them here if you'd like. Here, for this purpose, we will place them here. I will get the remote control pickle, and it can go a variety of places. We'll just go ahead and put it here right now. Now we'll close the case up. Got good compression of foam on top of the chain motor. It's buttoned up securely and it's ready to roll down the road. We have a twin pack version of this. The twin pack version has 8 caster cups on top for stacking, so you can take and place 2 single pack motors on top of a twin pack motor case if you'd like. You can take and put 1 single pack on top of the twin pack because it has 2 sets of dishes on top. And if for some reason you want to stack the twin pack on top of the single packs, they'll fit that way also.